Hey, Uncle Vinny, tonight's Monday night. You know what that means? Health chat. Grab a cup of coffee, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Dr. Nick Circolo, and you're listening to Health Chat on Monday night. Not just any Monday night, but it's the Monday night before Christmas. Woohoo! Christmas is here, which means in 2 more weeks, we are going to have a new year. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. We get another shot in 2021. So hopefully everybody's doing great. You're all ready to go shopping. You've got all your shopping done. Just think about it. You got 3 more days to go shopping. And if some of you are crazy enough to go shopping on Christmas Day, well, that might happen too. But I don't think many of us go Christmas Day. But I know a lot of us go on Christmas Eve to shop and make sure we get that special gift for that someone that we forgot. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting excited about Christmas. All our Christmas shopping is done. Thank goodness. We're getting ready. We're preparing our menu to figure out what we're going to have for dinner. I think we're going to have something different, not your traditional Christmas dinner. We're probably going to do steak and potatoes rather than ham or turkey, which will be great. We're really excited about just being with family. Unfortunately, for a lot of us, we're not going to be with all of our family. We're going to be with just a select few that are close by. But hopefully, everybody's going to have a safe one. My heart goes out to those people that have had COVID over these past few weeks. We have lost some people due to COVID, and our hearts go out to those families, especially around Christmas time, because as joyous as this season is, there is some tragedy. And as I said, my heart goes out to them. My family's heart goes out to them. And just let people know that we love you. We care about you. We're praying for you daily. That this whole thing gets wrapped up pretty quick, and just 2021, we have a better year, and we don't lose as many people as we did this year. So again, our hearts go out to everybody. Our prayers are with you. But today we wanted to talk about some kind of fun stuff. If you've listened to Uncle Vinny, he was talking to you about, I might tell a Christmas story, and then I might tell you about how to get in the Christmas spirit. I don't know if I'm going to tell that, or I'm going to let him tell that, but I do want to talk about Christmas and like going down memory lane. How many of us remember those Christmas gifts that we got, those Christmas events, those things that happened on Christmas Day and Christmas Eve, which we remember. I remember as a little kid, even before Christmas, I actually got to see the real Santa Claus growing up as a kid. I don't know about you guys, but I saw the real Santa Claus. If you've seen Miracle on 34th Street, you know who the real Santa Claus is. The real Santa Claus is the Macy's Santa Claus. Every year at Thanksgiving, we saw Santa Claus come in on his sleigh at the Macy's Day Parade. And then after that, he went to Macy's and he greeted the kids, and we got to ask him exactly what we wanted for Christmas. Well, I was one of those kids living in New York. I was able to go see the real Santa Claus at Macy's. Every year we went to Macy's to see Santa Claus. We also used to go to the Radio City Music Hall, and we used to see the live nativity. Now, that was a lot of fun. But what I remember about that And is my grandmother taking me? My mom wasn't one to stand in line and wait for all of the events to happen. I think if she would have stood in line with me, as most parents, I would have not made it past that Christmas. I probably wouldn't have made it to Christmas because my mother would have just choked me right there. How many of you have taken your kids? It's a wonderful day. You're going to go see Santa Claus, and it is nothing but crazy town. You go, you're not getting anything for Christmas. You're not even getting coal in your stocking because you're driving me crazy. Well, I know how that is. This past weekend, we actually went and met the kids up in Pigeon Forge, and we took my grandson to see Santa Claus up in Pigeon Forge. He was in rare form. So if any of you have little kids or you have grandkids, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I'll tell you, when we were standing in line at Radio City Music Hall, now it's not like it is now. They got that thing down to a science. You were able to get in and get out, get in and get out. Not then. We used to stand in line. I mean, it was around the block and around 2 blocks before we got in to see the Rockettes and the live nativity scene. We would stand in line, freezing cold weather. And what I remember, if I close my eyes, I can still smell those chestnuts roasting outside with the hot dog vendors. They used to have chestnuts on their carts, and we would get chestnuts, warm chestnuts, and eat them before we would go into Radio City Music Hall. Now, that's just one of those things that I remember as a kid. I remember lots of things as a kid. You know, I remember putting up Christmas lights. I remember our tree. I don't know if you're in the same age bracket as I am, but we had a silver tree, and we had these lights that were in a circle, and they would go around and around, and the different colors would shine on that tinsel Christmas tree, and that was our lights for our Christmas tree. And we have special bulbs on there that we would put. We had different types of ornaments. But do you remember the ornaments that were like really glass ornaments? If you dropped one, it shattered everywhere. Everybody would scatter and go, oh, let's get to the dustpan. Let's clean this all up. And inevitably, you would still find one sliver that would get into your foot because you were walking barefoot. Those are the kind of things that I remember growing up as a kid. And I miss that because we're such a hustle and bustle, and we're moving and we're going. And that joy seems to have gone and left. Not for everybody, but for a lot of people, it seems that, it's not even there. And I want to get that back. And I will say this, as bad as 2020 has been, as traumatic as 2020 has been, it's almost over, but we're at Christmas. And I have to tell you, I've been feeling that sense of warmth and joy that I had as a kid. Now, granted, again, I said there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of people have passed in between all of this. But I will say this. I have been feeling this little warmth and this little ember that I had, that flame when I was a child. That ember is still in there, which is hope for me, which is hope for the future and where we're going. And you know what? If we think about the Christmas season the way it really is, and the Lord being born, we celebrate all of the holidays, but we celebrated those holidays. And I remember friends of mine being Jewish and saying Merry Christmas. Like it wasn't a sin to say Merry Christmas. Those were things that people said because there was joy, whether you were a Christian or whether you're not. Now, if you think about the birth of Jesus Christ, if you can read the story in Luke, also if you read in Isaiah, you'll see the beginning. And Isaiah was hundreds of years before Christ was coming. And what we do is we find that even Isaiah knew when the Messiah was going to come. He prophesied that before Christ actually came, which is pretty interesting. So we have a lot in common with the Jews and the Christians coming together. So when you won't come out and you go, Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. Now, I have to say, I say Happy Holidays to this day because of my Jewish friends and my Christian friends, and it was just one of those things, Happy Holidays, which encompassed Christmas, which encompassed New Year's, which encompassed Hanukkah. So if you hear me say Happy Holidays, it doesn't mean I don't want to say Merry Christmas.
What it means is that I'm saying happy holidays because that's what I said when I grew up as a kid. So there's nothing wrong with people saying Merry Christmas. There's nothing wrong with people saying Happy Holidays. I'll tell you what, we need that now. We need all of that now in the way things are going and the way things have been. We need some of that joy back in our lives. Now, I will show some pictures of me when I saw Santa Claus as a little kid. I think that's just hysterical to see me on Santa Claus's lap, and I have some of Nicholas sitting on Santa Claus's lap, and I know you need to go home and look for those pictures, guys. Bring those out. Show your children. Show your grandchildren. Let's make this Christmas a really, really, really special Christmas because with all the stuff that's gone on this year, we just really need that. And today, you know, Health Chat's always been about health and life. But you know what? It's also about our mental health. And I think our mental health needs a great Christmas. I don't care what you are. I don't care if you're a Christian or a non-Christian. If you celebrate Christmas, you'll be happy. And I will say this, Christmas, I can't even talk today. It's like I'm so excited. But I will tell you this. I have a good buddy of mine who is Jewish. He and his family go out and buy a Christmas tree. They put that Christmas tree up and they fill it with all kinds of ornaments that are Jewish ornaments, which is really cool. But he gets into the Christmas spirit just because he puts up this tree and he throws on these decorations and his house is festive for the holidays. I think we all should do that. There's something about putting up a Christmas tree that makes things so much better. I have broken rules this year, and I think I told you this. I actually started putting up my Christmas tree before Thanksgiving. And what happens is I never do that, and I never listen to Christmas music until after Thanksgiving. And I hardly listen to Christmas music, and you know, I listen to it when I'm out or doing something, but I don't put myself in the car and then say, hey, I'm going to turn on Christmas music. I usually don't do that, but I did this year, and it made a difference. It made a huge difference for me. So, guys, I know that, you know, I just wanted to kind of say hello and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And I just want to give you that hope that things will be different. Things are going to change. We're going to be back. We probably won't have a New Year's Eve show, but we will have the show come the first of the year. I'm going to take a little bit of a break with the family, and we'll be back on the first of the year with our shows. I'm not sure exactly what our first show is going to be. Probably going to be on New Year's resolutions, how many of us made resolutions and what we're going to do and how we're going to keep them. And we'll talk about some statistics with all of that. But in the meantime, I want everybody to have a wonderful and a happy and a Merry Christmas. To all of you, we love you. We care about you. For those of you who have had loss in your families during this crazy season of COVID, we want to send our blessings out to you. We want to send our prayers out to you. We're thinking about you. We love you. We care about you. And if you stay tuned after the show, Uncle Vinny's going to tell you the Christmas story that I was going to talk about, but I'd rather he did that, and how to get in the Christmas spirit, because this is actually a true story. This happened to us and a friend of mine. It's hysterical. So, guys, I love you. And we'll see you next year.
Hey everybody, Uncle Vinny, how you doing? You doing all right? Hey, couple more days, we're gonna get to Christmas. Hey, Dr. Nick and I were talking. I'm gonna tell you the story. He wouldn't do it. I don't know. Chicken. He didn't want to talk about it. But listen, I gotta tell you the story about how you get in the Christmas spirit. All right, picture this. We're in Philly. We're down on 9th Street off of Passagunk Avenue. It's actually Passagunk Avenue, but we just call it Passagunk Avenue. So anyway, we're down there. And to give you an idea, if you've ever seen Rocky, that's the place he was running up and a guy threw him an apple. Yeah, the same place. It's down in South Philly. So we're at the best cheesesteak place down there called Geno's. Some people like Pat's, some people like Geno's, but they're the two of the originals. So we're down there, and picture this. Across the street is a guy with a 55-gallon bucket filled with wood and flames coming out of it. If you ever seen the old movies where the guys are singing on the street corner, that's the same kind of thing. Well, in back of him
is a park with all these fences around it, and he's got Christmas trees attached to the fences. All right? So it's a little small area. He's got Christmas trees on the fence. He's got a 55-gallon bucket. And let me tell you something. This is one of those guys that you're like, looks like a shady character to me. So we're there, and we bring my friend Mike down from college, and he's never been to Philly, so we take him down there, and we go, Mike, listen, somebody talks to you, don't say nothing. You look funny, they're going to look at you, go, oh, he's not from around here. Maybe we could, we can get him to talk, get something out of him. Don't talk and don't ask questions at all right? He goes, yeah, okay, I'll do that. So we're down there, we get our cheesesteaks. We're sitting there, and all of a sudden, the guy across the street goes, hey, you! Mike, don't look at him. Mike, don't look at him. Mike, don't look at him. What does Mike do? Mike looks at him. Looks at him, and the guy goes, hey, you! And Mike points to himself like, me? And the guy goes, yeah, you! Why don't you come over here and buy a tree and get in the Christmas spirit? I'm like, are you kidding me? So that's how you get in the Christmas spirit. You buy a tree. So for years, we've been talking about how do you get in the Christmas spirit. You ask my wife, go, hey, Kim, how do you get in the Christmas spirit? She goes, buy a tree. So if you're not in the Christmas spirit and you don't have a tree, go buy a tree. And that's how you get in the Christmas spirit. So remember, have a Merry Christmas, we love you, and Happy New Year.